Hello everyone, watch this review here with my news and updates for the month of June, and yes, it's still June. Might be a little bit late in the month, but the month is still on. Now if you're wondering why this camera is shaking, it's because I'm holding it. It's too messy to currently, I guess, set up like a little stand or anything. Yeah, I could clean it up in the middle of building the Gundam Exia, so that's a no-go. Now, actually, I was planning on doing a news and updates, sort of, for the middle of last month, and then I procrastinated. But a lot of really, I guess not really cool stuff in some cases, but a lot of stuff happened right towards the middle of the month. I'm just flashing you through some reviews I've recently done. But in particular, Jazzwares, I don't know if you guys remember them or not, but they're currently handling the Mortal Kombat line. I guess announced on their Twitter back, what the heck was it? It's logging on to Tomopop right now, but they announced on their Twitter that they'd be taking suggestions for what characters you want to see in the revamp of their line. Besides doing the Mortal Kombat line and some other video game related stuff, Jazzwares has been sitting on the Mega Man license for the past 10 years, and you know, they've made a few items. They've done the Retro Rotos, they did 2 Juvies. They were planning on doing 4, but they never got around to the rest. Yeah, it was back on the 14th. So, you know, they're just asking to email them with whatever characters you want to see. Personally, I emailed them with a bunch of Mega Man Z requests. Because, I mean, I really love that franchise. It's massively underappreciated. In particular, I wanted to see... Oops. Not that. Hanu Machine, which is this really cool-looking fire ape thing. Although, I mean, he's kind of a long shot just because he's more of an obscure entry and everything. But the first Mega Man Zero had some really cool, iconic designs. And then, you know, Mega Man Zero 3 was also probably one of my favorites of the bunch. One of the other really kind of big things that happened in the middle of May, I mean, yeah, we're doing June updates and talking about May, was we got some major series endings for some superhero shows, most notably Smallville, where I have some sort of mixed feelings. The first 3 seasons I thought were pretty good, but when it got to Lana Lang being possessed by ancient witches or whatever, the series kind of started to jump the shark for me. I mean, granted, I still would have liked it to have gone on, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm more upset about the official cancellation of No Ordinary Family, which happened on the same day exactly. I mean, people kind of knew that it was gonna go off, but, you know, they didn't have the official cancellation from ABC at that point. Really nice show. I mean, it did a lot of sort of, you know, things that I hadn't seen being done with your sort of conventional comic/superhero shows. You know, I was really disappointed to see that one go. Far more disappointed than I was when the Cape ended up getting its cancellation. If you guys remember this one. Also a pretty decent show, though, all things considered. Only lasted, what was it, 10 episodes finally? Wasted potential, folks. In other news, finally starting to see a lot of the movie-related stuff in stores. It's just really slow to drop in my area, but the Captain America stuff has kind of landed. Not as impressed with the line as I thought it would be. In many ways, it's similar to the Iron Man 2 line in that, you know, the quality does seem to be a bit better than the Marvel Universe line, but at the same time, as a lot of others have pointed out, there are a ton of paint defects in these figures, and honestly, it's like some of the sculpts aren't all that impressive. Like the basic Captain America's there, you know, it's just sort of a standard sculpt, and they don't really have some articulation I really would have loved to have seen, such as a point of rotation of the forearm, a lot of them. The Winter Soldier there is actually a pretty neat design. Was debating picking him up, but I just really don't care enough about the character. I did buy a Red Skull so far, and I am looking forward to getting a Crossbones, provided I do eventually see him. Haven't had much luck in that regard yet, and I only saw the Red Skull once. Luckily, that one didn't really seem to have any paint defects, so, you know. As previously mentioned, the Green Lantern movie line stuff really hasn't impressed me at all. I mean, the smaller line just looks really crappy. The 3-inch ones, because they have like virtually no articulation. It's just 5 points or something. And then for the Movie Masters line, I don't know, just something with the appearance of these figures kind of turns me off. In addition to the fact that they're somewhat out of scale. I will be picking up the Sinestro from the line when I do eventually see him. I think he's got quite a while before he comes out in my area, though. More impressed, though, has been with the Dark of the Moon stuff. I ended up picking up Thundercracker. Pretty neat. I do like the new Movie Seeker molds here. It's got a much slimmer frame as opposed to the other version. I actually started the review for this guy by beginning with a long off-topic commentary about how I was looking for a Thundercracker for Generations, and you'll know when you see it, but I didn't really like that commentary, but you know, it's in there, and I wouldn't be able to do the package portion anyway. I'm not sure how much of the Dark of the Moon stuff I will pick up, though. I already bought the Shockwave. Ended up spending like 15 minutes in line at a Walmart out of town. Just because I assumed it would take forever to hit my area, then I go in and I stop and check the local stores, and you know what? They've got it in. They've got plenty of them, so that was a total waste. But I mean, just depending on how much I like the Shockwave and stuff will probably determine how much more of this figures I will buy up front. I've seen quite a few figures from the Dark of the Moon line that I am kind of impressed with, like the Walmart exclusive movie Sideswipe. Just see if I can pull up a picture of him. It's got this cool sort of racing mode, and then the actual robot has some decent color to it. I believe it's just like a recycled mold or something, but I don't follow the line close enough to like really know. I also really like the head sculpt on Crankcase, and what was the other one I was thinking of? Might have been the Walmart exclusive configuration of an Optimus with this one Moon Rover. I think it's like a Voyager size Optimus, and then the Moon Rover for like 17 or 18 bucks, which I mean honestly is a pretty cool deal. The other one's a deluxe size figure. But I mean, definitely they're starting to do a lot of neater stuff, and you know, I am gradually getting back into the Transformers line, and I'm really kicking myself for not snapping up all the figures that I saw from the Reveal the Shield line back when it was in stores. Then again, I don't think I actually missed out on much. The only other ones I had in were Bumblebee, who I didn't care about. Was it Prowl? Prowl I wish I had picked up, and I think it was also Trail Cutter. No Optimuses or Starscreams. I mean, I've been going back regularly checking for the Starscream, because that was one of the big ones I wanted from that wave. No such luck. Did pick up the Breacher, which I thought was from the same line. It's not. Really a neat one. I'll have a review up for him eventually as well. Oh, also Hallmark's starting to really clearance some of their ornaments. I ended up picking out the comic book cover for the Wolverine Hulk. It's not the first appearance, but it's like the first sort of significant appearance of Wolverine. He appeared in the previous issue, and then this is sort of a recreation of the issue where he really got involved in. Also being the first time that he appeared on a cover, and you'd have many more covers down the road. Allegedly even including many comics where the character didn't even appear. Now I bought this because it mentioned having actual pages and stuff, but unfortunately it's not the full issue by any stretch. It's just like some highlights. Had I known that, I might not have picked it up. because I've honestly never read the actual first appearance of Wolverine. I believe they've reprinted it a few times though, but all the same, sort of neat item. Pretty cool decoration. I'll probably hang it up somewhere. Because, you know, it's a flat object. Just toss like a tack or a nail or something in there. Pretty cool. Now, I was going to be reviewing this kind of crappy shooting star from you know, the Speed Racer movie. This is the streetcar for Racer X's vehicle. I picked up at a dollar store, but I ended up accidentally deleting the whole review. Don't feel like going back and fixing that. But, I mean, it's sort of a neat item. In other news, I got a postcard in the mail regarding my Sergeant Brick. This was actually before got my Boba Fett, so I was kind of worried about both of them. Apparently they delayed on the Sergeant Brick, so I will be getting him, but just don't know when. When I do get him, though, I will probably review him. The Boba Fett, he's going to just permanently stay in box. I mean, honestly, there's not a tremendous amount you can even do with this, so... supposedly it isn't in the same scale as the originals. It's sort of tall like the new ones, but it's an unpunched card. I'll probably get like one of those containers that goes on the outside of it they make for G.I. Joes and just hang that up on my wall as a display or something. Also, I ended up seeing some of the new Marvel Universe 2-packs in stores. Not sure if you're aware of this, but they did 2-packs for the First Class movie. Neither of which I'd consider picking up, but it's a Jean Grey and Cyclops pack. Which, I mean, you know, I think both are just kind of resculpts. And then they did a Sabretooth and Wolverine repack, which honestly I would totally pick up if not for the fact that this is a repaint of the Sabretooth I own from the Off the Road Brawl or whatever. It looks a lot nicer than the metallic one I have. And then a repaint of the X-Men Origins Wolverine, which again already own. But I mean, it's great for collectors who don't have either one or the other of these. Although I imagine most people do have at least one of them. The other thing was I did see the Silver Samurai pack. Do not like the look of the Silver Samurai, so I probably won't pick that one up. I was actually surprised because the Wolverine in that pack looked pretty decent. I mean, I guess if they'd packed him with somebody other than Wolverine, I might have picked it up, just because I have so many Wolverines floating around already, and though this is a nicer looking one, it's just not a lot of incentive. But in particular, I didn't like the whole sort of... I know something about this just doesn't really jive with me. I mean, I suppose it's a nice enough looking figure, but I would have liked something a bit bulkier, just given that the character is in a suit of armor and everything, and, you know, he just looks kind of disjointed in places. Unfortunately, I still have not seen the Deadpool Taskmaster box. That one I would have really looked forward to, but, you know, that's just how it is. And again, you know, just sorry about the general presentation for this video. I probably should have done something to better set it up so you can get a closer look at the screen.